Hi everyone, let us see what is Agile process management. What is Agile? Agile is an approach of software development under which requirements and solutions evolve through the collaborative effort of self-organizing and cross-functional teams and the customer or end user. In this agile process of software development, both development and testing activities are carried out concurrently, unlike the waterfall model. In this model, both testers and developers work as single team called agile team, and there is no separate teams other than agile team. We in this agile process management, we can accommodate any customer requirements anytime. Next, we will see what is software development lifecycle. In software development lifecycle, we have several phases. One is like requirement gathering and analysis. In this phase of software development, like we get requirements from clients and we analyze whether the requirements could be converted to software or not. Next phase is like design phase. In this phase, the system architect designs the architect of the software. Based on the design phase, the developers develop the software, and based on development of all the things, like the testing teams will test all the developed software, and after testing, the software is implemented at the client side. Then a separate team of maintenance team called maintenance team will maintain the software. So this is the phase of these are all the phases of software development lifecycle. Next, we are going to see about waterfall model of software development lifecycle. In this waterfall model of software development lifecycle, we saw from the previous slide, each each phase should be followed by step-by-step process, and we cannot neglect like carry the next step without completing the first initial steps. So suppose when we are going to do requirement analysis and then follow with testing activity, it cannot be done in this waterfall model of software development. So for this is the main like disadvantages of waterfall model. So to overcome this, we use agile process management. In agile software development model, we can implement any changes, like requirement changes can be modified anytime in agile process of software development, and also like new requirements also we can imbibe in agile process of software development. In agile process, what we see is like we make a initial planning, like all the teams will work together and then they start the initial planning, then they define what are the requirements they are going to do in the particular phase of software development, like initial phase of software development. And after defining the requirements, development team and design team, they work on design and development, and then they implement the developed software, and then they develop the developed software, like what are the things they develop, they used to develop in this phase, like development and implementation phase. Next, after the testing is done for the developed software, and after testing, the developed software is implemented at client place, and client also testing the software. If the complete like testing activities by the client and the client is satisfied, if the client is accepted and client is okay with the software developed, so after that, if the client has given the approval, then it will go for system testing, like complete system testing, complete software testing will be done, then it will go for a release. If there is no, like client is not satisfied or he requires some other changes, like there will be some new requirements also in the next iteration, and client can also imbibe the what are the changes he required for that developed software in this next iteration, like new requirements as well as the old requirements changes. So again, planning is started for the next cycle of software development. Then requirements are designed and developed and tested and implemented, client testing. If yes means it will go for release, no means it will come for again for changes. This is the agile process of software development. In agile process of software development lifecycle, we have several iterations, like requirements coming, planning and design, development of the software has happened, then testing, then evaluation, then again it is implemented in client place. Next, again the next set of iteration: requirement, planning, development, testing, evaluation, then implementation, then requirement once again. So this is the continuous process of agile software development. Like in agile software development, there will be a like continuous process of software development. Now let us see the terms in agile. In agile, we have several terms. first thing is like theme or tent. A theme is nothing but a objective or a vision of the software, like, and epic, a group of related stories that describes a particular higher level of capability or functionality. It defines the business needs. And third thing is story, an independent negotiable value, estimatable, small, testable, candidate requirement. It defines customer needs. Task, stories will often broke down into specific work tasks. It defines the solution. The product owner is responsible for making sure that work is broken down appropriately at each stage. For example, teams and even epics are okay using during portfolio reviews, but all epics should be broken down to the story level once grooming meetings are complete. We will see in the next slide what is theme, epic, and story and task in much more detail with examples. Now we will see the examples related to the task, from theme to task. Like, what is a theme? We saw in the previous slide with a brief explanation. A theme. So this is the example for a theme. As a passenger, I need to book a train ticket and download the ticket. So for example, when you are going to book a train ticket, so we as a passenger book a train ticket and download the ticket. That is the purpose of our theme. Next thing is, what is epic? When we add a book, like in epic we have two sections. One thing is ticket booking section, and one is download. So this is like epic, like the main of the, like one is the main objective of the thing is called theme, and sub objective is called epic. Next thing is, we have user stories. What are the things related to the story? Like, if I need to have a login for booking a section, booking ticket, I need to have like username password. So that is like one type of user story. In download ticket, I as like the thing is like we need to download the ticket. That's the thing. So here we have download a ticket section we had, and from there we download the ticket. So we break that story into subtask. Like, what are the things required for the download? Like, we can have a print option, like we can have many things, like after download we can print or something like that. We can cancel print like that if download is happening. If download is not happening, we can refresh like that. We can have many tasks to the user story. So these are all the examples of theme, epic, user story, and task. Now we will see another example of theme to task. Now we are going to take an example of a shopping cart. Like, for example, when we take an example of a e-commerce site, we have a shopping cart. So that is the main theme. Like, theme is we need to have a shopping cart, like where the customer can add the items to the shopping cart. Next thing is epic. As a user, the customer needs to add the items to the cart. That is the epic. Like, what are the items they are going to buy? They need to add it to the cart. And user story, like we have two user stories. As a user, I need to access add items to the cart. I and one more story is, the user needs to delete the items. Like, they don't want to be the added items should be there in the like card, so they need to access to delete the items as well. So next thing is task. Like, these things we break into a sub task. Like, what is the thing I'm going to add is, I'm going to add new item button. Like, for adding the new item, I need to have a new item button to the shopping cart. Next, delete button to delete the items from the cart. So clear button to clear all the items of the short. Like, suppose in one way, like I need to completely delete all the items of the cart, then I need to have a clear button. So this is another example of theme to task for agile model. Now we will see what all the teams are there in the agile team. In agile team, we have product owners. Product owners only will define the requirements to the, like, all the teams. Like, what are the requirements coming, what are the things we need to complete within the sprints in agile. Like, sprints, it's one of the type of ceremony which we follow in agile time, which will be explained in the coming slides. And scrum master is taking care of complete agile projects management. Like, he used to, the scrum master will see like whether the process is going on a good shape or not, like all the stories in the sprints are completed or not, like why the stories are not completed sprints. So, like, every day, like sprint meeting, everything will be handled by the scrum master. And development team develops the software. Testing team tests developed software which is developed by the development team, and implementation and support team, they implement the software at the client end and support the, like suppose if the client get any errors or any support they need related to the software, the support team will help. So this complete set of teams is part of agile team. Now we will see what are the roles of a product owner. Like product owner is responsible for getting the requirements from the customer or stakeholders, and is the like a mediator between the company and the customer, and he creates the requirements, epic and user story. As we saw in the previous slide, like requirements, like it is like it has team, epic and user stories. He is the person who is responsible for creating it. And product owner's task. So what are the tasks the product owners does? Like defines the features or stories of the product. Like stories, he defines the features, everything it is done by the product owner, and decides on the release date and content. When the particular like set of stories to be released, and what are the things to be released on the release date. Like what is the like deadline date we need to provide the like stories or features which are required by the client on the release date. Next, prioritize features according to the market value. Like there are many features available, like or stories available, so you can prioritize which one should go first, which one should go last. For example, for adding item to the cart, it should go first. Like without adding cart, we cannot delete it. So deleting item, it should come next. So that type of prioritizing should be done by the product owner. Next, he adjusts like features and priority every iteration as needed. So what are like we saw right in Agile, we have complete iteration, like requirement and development activities going on several iterations in the previous slide. So he adjusts like what are the things should features should be adjusted, what are the things should go first in every iteration, that things it is suggested by the product owner. And he accept or reject work results. Suppose if development team is doing anything, or like testing team is not finding bugs, like the development software is not good also, he can reject it. Suppose if it is good, he can accept it. Like it is like based on the customer requirement, the product should be like as per the customer requirements. If it is not met, the product owner can reject the work of the development and testing team or all other teams. Now let's see what all the tasks from the Scrum Master. A Scrum Master is the facilitator for an Agile development team. Like he acts as a complete facilitator. Like he manages complete Agile process, and he enable close cooperation across all roles and functions. Like he enables close cooperation, like he makes cooperation between all the roles and functions or all the teams. And scrum master will care about the process. He completely care about the process, how the process is going, how we are developing, in what phase we are developing the software, whether we are speed or slow, and whether we have any discrepancies. Like that, everything will be monitored by, taken care of by the scrum master. And he's like a mediator between all teams. Like product owner we saw is a mediator between company and the team. Like scrum master is mediator between all the teams, like development team, testing team, everything. He is like a mediator. And the scrum master is the person who drives the agile process completely. Like he only drives the complete agile process. Scrum master prepares charts to analyze the work. And in scrum process we have different charts, like burn down chart, like what are many charts, velocity chart, like that many charts are there. It is prepared by the scrum master, like how the progress is happening. So in order to analyze the work, he prepares that chart. And scrum master will try to resolve all the issues. He mostly will try to resolve all the issues that are entrance to like production, like production of software in a quicker way. And scrum master will be adding user stories to the sprint and creating the sprints. Like you'll get the scrum master will get the like stories, features and everything from the product owner, and then you will create in Jira. Like there are many tools are there. Using the tools, they create stories to the sprint and create the sprint activity. And scrum master will do the allocation, like whom should be allocated to which task, which stories, that will be done by the scrum master. And then scrum master will also review the scrum reports along with the management. Like what are the reports which scrum master like prepared the chart or some like analysis charts, the scrum master they will scrum master will review with the top management.